What is up, everybody? This is TheWardFace, and welcome to WardFace Wednesdays number 2. We're finally making it. Why have I waited so long to make one of these? Oh, why am I asking you? You guys should be asking me. It's been school. School's been absolutely crazy lately, but school is finally out for the summer. So I can make more WardFace Wednesdays. Oh, this video is going to be terrible. No, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good video. Because today we're going to be talking some CoD. And by talking CoD, I don't mean the fish, obviously, I mean the game. And let me explain myself a little bit, because although I do use Call of Duty gameplay every once in a while, and my first 3 videos were on Call of Duty, I don't do a lot of Call of Duty stuff on this channel. And I kind of want to explain why I'm doing this video specifically on it, and possibly the next video too, I don't know yet. But pretty much, I made a update video last week, kind of describing why I've been kind of inconsistent with the videos lately because of school and stuff, and more importantly, I asked you guys for Q&A questions because I want to be making a Q&A video coming up. And one of the questions I got had to do with the whole debacle of what Infinite Warfare has been so far. I'm sure even if you don't like Call of Duty, you've heard about the trailer for Infinite Warfare has some ridiculous amount of dislikes, 2 billion dislikes or whatever it is. Not 2 billion, it's 2 million, I think. 2 million dislikes on that trailer. So I kind of wanted to talk about that, but the more I thought about it, I was thinking about how I have kind of I don't know, it's probably not unique, but a different perspective than I think a lot of people on Call of Duty. And I kind of have, I guess, a vast background when it comes to Call of Duty that I've never really explained before. So in this one, I kind of want to talk about my background with Call of Duty, how I've played Call of Duty throughout the years. And I think that although, some of my ideas might be crazy, I feel like I have a relatively reasonable viewpoint on Call of Duty. I'm not, super fanboy. I'm not, super hated against it. So I think I have a pretty reasonable thought process going towards the new one, but it would have taken me 15 minutes to describe my background in it, and then probably another 15 minutes just talking about the Infinite Warfare stuff, and I didn't want a 40-minute commentary, because then I'd just be pretty much making podcasts. I mean, let's be honest. So what I'm going to be doing is doing the background stuff in this one, and then the actual Infinite Warfare talks in the next one. I might do some Battlefield stuff too. I don't know. I have a bunch of different ideas for videos in my head right now. So we'll have to see what next week brings. But in this one, I want to talk about kind of my history with Call of Duty. Now for the update section of this video, it's going to be very short. All of the stuff in my update video last week still pertains. If you want to see that, I'm just going to link it in the description so I don't have to talk about everything that was in that video again. But the most important thing that I just wanted to quickly bring up in this one was, again, the Q&A questions. I want to do a Q&A video very soon, and based on the amount of questions that I've already got, I've gotten way more than I already thought I was going to get. So it's probably going to come sooner rather than later. I thought it was going to be maybe a month away, but it's looking like maybe just a couple weeks away now, because you guys have just been awesome with the questions. So if any of you haven't left a question yet, or if you guys have thought of new questions or whatever, please feel free to ask them. I loved looking at the questions I was getting, and I was getting multiple questions from people and a bunch of different variety of questions, so it's really cool. Thank you again for all the questions that you guys have submitted. I've just been taking screenshots of them. That's the weird thing. When I look at comments and they're asking me a question, my first instinct is to answer them there, but I've got to go, no, I got to answer them in a video. So I've just been liking the comment for anybody who's been leaving a question, and that means that I saw it. I saw your comment, I took a screenshot of it, and it will most likely be in the video that I'm going to be putting out pretty soon. So that's all that I really wanted to talk about as far as update stuff. So let's move straight into the Call of Duty stuff. As you probably have already noticed, I do have a pretty wide variety of footage for this week's commentary. For once, I've actually captured the gameplay before the commentary, which is absolutely crazy. And you probably already have noticed that I've been going through a bunch of different Call of Duties in this one. I'm pretty sure I have footage from Call of Duty 2, 3, and 4, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, and maybe Black Ops 3 or Ghost, or I don't know. I have a bunch of different footage that I've recorded so far. I forget what I put at the end of this video, but it's 5 or 6 games that you're going to see in this one. I just kind of wanted to slowly go up through the Call of Duties. I have almost all, actually I have every single Call of Duty, which I will get into in a little while, which is kind of why I think I have a pretty fair view towards Call of Duty, seeing how I've played every single one of them. So let's move on to the first Call of Duty I ever played, which was just Call of Duty. It was the first one. I got Call of Duty 1 for Christmas. I'm calling it Call of Duty 1. I think it's just called Call of Duty. No, was it called Finest Hour back then? I can't remember. I can't remember if Call of Duty Finest Hour was like the re-release version of it, but for whatever reason, I just remember Call of Duty. I don't remember much of the game itself. My PlayStation 2 broke a very long time ago. I do remember I got it for Christmas, which was pretty crazy for me back then. Because what was that, like 10, 12 years ago? Something like that. So it was like little, like, baby, teenage, preteen WardFace running around. And, like, my parents never really let me play video games with guns. The only game that I had ever played with, like, first-person shooter before Call of Duty was 007 GoldenEye on the N64. And that game had a feature where you could do paintball mode. So my parents would make me play GoldenEye on the N64 in paintball mode, so I wasn't like shooting people and there wasn't like actual gun splatter. It would just be like paint blobs when they died. So that's all I had. That's the only like previous experience I had with any kind of shooter game. So when I got Call of Duty 1, I was like, yeah, World War II, this is crazy. So I have very fond memories of those, although I don't remember a ton of it. Call of Duty like 1, 2, and 3, I'm just gonna kind of like group in that thing. And when I say that I've played every Call of Duty, I mean like all of the main Call of Duties that have come out. I'm not gonna count like that weird Call of Duty Online Chinese version of Call of Duty they have, because I don't know how to play that, and I'm sure there's ways. I definitely know there's ways to get it on like US PCs and stuff, but I've never played like those ones. So in this video I'm going to be focusing on like just the main ones. I thought I'd point that out. So Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3 I'm going to kind of lump together because although Call of Duty 3 and I think Call of Duty 2 even had multiplayer, I never played the multiplayer in those games. I've been playing a little bit of COD 3 multiplayer recently, but I want to kind of go through the games as when I played them. So Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3 I had when they came out, or at least relatively soon to after they were released. I played the campaigns, I played them a lot, but I don't remember a ton about them because it was a very long time ago. Now the big one, obviously, COD 4, that's when a lot of people, or at least a lot of people probably around my age, really got into Call of Duty, and that's kind of where Call of Duty, like, multiplayer was born. Obviously, like as I said, Call of Duty 3 had like class systems and stuff, but Call of Duty 4 is where you really got to like choose your loadouts, obviously kill streaks and all that stuff. So Call of Duty 4 I played a ton of, and Call of Duty 4 was always just like that fun game. I never really took Call of Duty 4 that serious. I remember like all this like different stuff was fun. It was just one of those games that you hop on with your friends and you just like play for hours and hours and hours. And I played a ton of Call of Duty 4. I don't know exactly how many hours I played. I tried to look up exactly how much Call of Duty 4 I played because I thought it was going to be like a disgusting amount. But what I have on my like account now is pretty low. It's still like 10th prestige, 55 or whatever. But I remembered back and I forgot that I played like 4 or 5 or 6 prestiges on a different account, and then that one got like ruined. Some weird thing with like a credit card didn't go through and they wouldn't let me renew my Xbox Live, so I made a new account, the one I'm currently using, and then I like re-prestiged through all of the Call of Duty 4. So my Call of Duty 4 and World at War total playtime are a little bit off. World at War for a few different reasons, but Call of Duty 4 I played like a disgusting amount of. It was obviously like one of the better games ever. The fact that the step between Call of Duty 3 and Call of Duty 4 was so massive, and I think kind of the basicness of it is why people still flock to it and why people are still so crazy about like Modern Warfare Remastered coming out. It's just because it was such a good game. Now, the next game to come out was World at War, which, if you've been following my channel for a while, is my favorite Call of Duty of all time. I love the whole World War II stuff. That's why I was pumped when there was like rumors the Call of Duty might go back to World War II, and obviously Battlefield going to World War I is really awesome. I like old stuff. I like old stuff a lot more than the future stuff, and I'm not just saying that. I'm not saying that because I'm like super hipster Eric or I'm going with the tide. World at War has always been my favorite Call of Duty. It was my favorite when I heard that it was being released after COD 4. I know there was a big uproar from all the Call of Duty 4 fans when it was announced that it was going back to World War II. So I've always been now I sound like a hipster. I liked World War II Call of Duties before the rest of you. No, I've liked the World War II setting. I thought it was an awesome game. It kind of combined like the awesome newness that Call of Duty 4 brought with the awesomeness of having like a World War II storyline. I'd love to see a new game like created in a World War II setting for Call of Duty, but I don't think that's going to happen for at least like 2 or 3 years, you gotta think. Well, to start off, I wouldn't want anybody but probably Treyarch to make a World War II game. I don't want Sledgehammer doing it, and obviously like Infinity Ward is going completely opposite and doing it like a trillion years in the future. Let's get back onto the major subject. So World at War. World at War was a little different because I think I was grounded when World at War came out. I don't think I did very good on my report card or something in school, and I like hid it from my parents and I got in trouble with them. So I didn't get World at War for like 3 months after it was released, and then I was like switching back and forth between accounts. So World at War is kind of weird. Like, it's kind of strange when I went back to get like gameplay from World at War, like not having a top prestige account on that. It was pretty strange. And obviously if you tried to play World at War like any time recently, it's like hacked to hell. I was gonna try to get more gameplay of it because a couple weeks I played and I was perfectly fine, and I actually got some gameplay for that update video I put out, but I tried to play it again last week when I was trying to gain some footage for this video, and of course it was hacked. It was like text just spamming people's YouTube channels across the screen and saying like derogatory terms, so I couldn't get much gameplay out of World at War. It doesn't help when people are calling in dogs as soon as the game starts and stuff too. So World at War is pretty much destroyed now, which like kind of destroys me inside. I really enjoyed World at War. It was one of my favorite ones. And then we moved on to Modern Warfare 2, and I think I've always liked to say that I didn't like Modern Warfare 2, just because I was trying to like go against the tide, but I went back and I looked at my playtime, and I have like almost 30 days played on Modern Warfare 2, and like I remember me just like constantly trying to go for nukes and stuff, and me getting like bunches of nukes. This was a rare time when I was actually somewhat good at games. Modern Warfare 2, I've always liked to say that I didn't like it, but I think I finally embraced the fact that Modern Warfare 2 was a pretty good game. It was a good game. I played a ton of Modern Warfare 2. I played a disgusting amount of Modern Warfare 2, I think, because you gotta keep in mind that was just like multiplayer that I'm counting for the almost 30 days played. So Modern Warfare 2, pretty crazy. Obviously, there was a ton of issues with Modern Warfare 2. I think a lot of this stuff, like issues with prior Infinity Ward games, I'll talk a lot more about in the next one, but like Commando was ridiculous, One Man Army was ridiculous. There was a lot of bad things about Modern Warfare 2, and I think that's another thing. I can reasonably look at Modern Warfare 2 for its flaws and the fact that it was good. Even though like I just admitted to having like an unnecessary hate for Modern Warfare 2, I think now that I'm like a little bit older and can actually go back and look at the Call of Duties like from here and like look back on them, I think I have a reasonable outlook towards a lot of these. And then like Black Ops 1 was good. I enjoyed Black Ops 1, nothing like crazy. Obviously, like all of these Call of Duties introducing zombies for Treyarch and all that stuff. Those were big things. Modern Warfare 3, I hated Modern Warfare 3. And this isn't me just hating Modern Warfare 3 for the sake of hating Modern Warfare 3. I truly hated Modern Warfare 3. I still hate Modern Warfare 3. I've said Modern Warfare 3 a lot in this. I was not that good at Modern Warfare 3. I didn't think it was a good game. The guns were unbalanced. I didn't like Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops 2, I think Black Ops 2 is a lot of the newer generation of Call of Duty fans' favorite game. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like a lot of people flock towards Black Ops 2. I thought it was a pretty good one. It wasn't my favorite, but it was definitely up there. It did a lot of things right. I know like a lot of the online stuff was really good in Black Ops 2. Obviously the zombie stuff was super fun. So Black Ops 2 was good, and then we kind of get into this weird current state of Call of Duty with the start of Ghosts. Ugh. Actually, Ghost is a weird one. Ghost, when I saw it, I was like, this is a bad game, and I don't like Infinity Ward because of Infinity Ward has Ward in it. My name's TheWardFace, and I hate Infinity Ward. But after Modern Warfare 3, I kind of gave up on Infinity Ward, so I waited like 5 or 6 months, and then I had a friend that played Ghost, and he was like, it's not that bad. So I bought Ghost. Obviously, I wasn't paying attention to everybody else on the planet, because it was pretty bad. I don't think it was the worst game. People always say that Ghost is the worst game ever. I would give that to Advanced Warfare and Modern Warfare 3 before Ghost, I think. I don't know. Ghost is probably worse than Modern Warfare 3. It's probably the second worst Call of Duty. But I really hated Ghost. It was like huge maps. I don't mind a little bit of camping. I don't mind sniper stuff, but Ghost was like 100% camping. And I don't know, I just something about it. Obviously, a lot of people, you can go anywhere and just hear people talk about how much they hated Ghosts. So you're hearing it here first. Ghosts, I don't think was the worst Call of Duty of all time, but it was pretty close to the worst. Advanced Warfare, the next one, I do think is the worst Call of Duty. I hated the new movement stuff, and this wasn't just like, oh, you're getting old, you're an old Call of Duty fan, you're like a grumpy old man Call of Duty fan, how dare you hate change. I don't know, I just didn't like Advanced Warfare. It was like too fast paced. I thought the spawns were terrible. I thought the gun balancing was the worst thing ever. Like, it was the BAL and whatever that other, like, submachine gun was. It's all people used. The only guns people ever used throughout the entirety of that entire game. And they never fixed it. They kept saying they were going to fix it. They kept saying they were going to buff other guns. And they never did it. I don't like Sledgehammer. I'm not going to be buying... I'll probably buy Advanced Warfare only for Modern Warfare Remastered, like a lot of people are doing. But I don't think I'm going to be getting the next Call of Duty after that because I have no trust in Sledgehammer. The two Call of Duties that Sledgehammer has under their belt is Advanced Warfare, which I believe was the worst one, and Modern Warfare 3's, like, they helped with the multiplayer, and I hated Modern Warfare 3. So, congratulations, Sledgehammer. I think you've made the two worst Call of Duties ever. So good for you guys. I won't be getting whatever your game is. And then we're all caught up. Black Ops 3. I think Black Ops 3 is not that bad. I don't think I'd probably put Black Ops 3 like dead in the middle of all Call of Duties. It's not that bad, but it has a lot of things wrong with it. I think if Advanced Warfare had made the movement a little bit more like Black Ops 3, and this is kind of why I don't think I'm a grumpy old man, because, well, first of all, I'm not old. The second thing is Black Ops 3, it had the movement, but I think it did movement a lot more right. Like, you couldn't just, like, thrust in every direction. There was a little bit more realism to it. I don't know. You're still, like, bouncing around and running on walls, so realism is already out the window, but it's not that bad. I think it's a definite step in the right direction. Oh, man, I'm looking at the time right now, and that just took me a very long time to explain my entire, like, history going through all the Call of Duty, so I'm gonna just quickly go over some final thoughts, kind of just relating to all of the Call of Duties as a whole. Now, the first thing that I want to kind of, like, bring up is the whole, like, supply drop thing, and I really don't like supply drops. I thought Black Ops 3 was good at first, where they were saying it was going to be only cosmetic stuff. It made it almost bearable, but then recently, obviously, there's been a big uproar. If you guys follow any Call of Duty stuff, you can probably hear people complaining all over the place about supply drops. And if you were to trace, I think, my like interest in Call of Duty back, and I think I can trace it to the exact moment where they started to kind of lose me, all of Call of Duty stuff, and it actually goes back to Black Ops 2. I remember playing Black Ops 2 multiplayer. I played like a crazy amount of it, and then I stopped playing for like a couple weeks. It was like busy at school or something like that. Not that big of a deal, but when I came back, I downloaded an update, and all of a sudden, there was like all this stuff where you could buy like new class spots, you could buy all this stuff, and all of a sudden there were all these microtransactions in Call of Duty, and it just completely turned me off to Call of Duty. I was just like, seriously? It's like this massive company. At the time of Black Ops 2, I think they were still like the massive, like every year they were breaking every record ever. So it kind of just like really angered me that they were like, oh, well, we're making all this money, but on top of it, we're going to charge you all this money for like, we're going to nickel and dime you for literally everything. We're going to like, oh, you want a couple extra class spots? Well, just pay us $10 and you can have as many class spots as you want. And that's the exact moment I was like, well, Call of Duty is starting to decline. And it's too bad because Treyarch has always been my favorite. And I know that like Modern Warfare 3, you could have like, was it Modern Warfare 3? You could have like Snoop Dogg like announce the game. There was always stuff like that, but Black Ops 2 really like jumped it up to that next level, I think. I think it was Black Ops 2 where they added like camos that you could buy. Or maybe it was Ghost. I can't remember, but I don't know. That's when it really lost me, when it was all like the really hardcore game-changing microtransaction crap. Ghosts, I don't remember if it had as much. Like I said, I didn't play a ton of Ghosts. But it's just like the same thing. I can remember exactly back to that Black Ops 2 moment. I was like, Treyarch, why? Why couldn't it have been Infinity Ward that like screwed it up for us? And then obviously they added supply drops, which are just like absolute garbage. Thanks a lot, Sledgehammer. I really appreciate it. But then again, like every game is doing that. Like every game right now has some form of supply drop type thing. Like open a chest, open a pack of cards, open whatever, and get random crap. Obviously, if it's like cosmetic stuff, it's a lot different, but I don't want to talk about supply drops. I don't buy supply drops, and actually, it's funny, because I see these people online who have bought like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of supply drops, and they like don't have any of the new guns. I think I've gotten like 6 or 7 of the new weapons from these supply drops, and I don't buy supply drops, so it's just... I'm advocating against it because it is ridiculous. I mean, why are you making us pay for all this extra stuff? I have the season pass. I've paid like an extra whatever amount of dollars for the season pass. Although I bought it for zombies, still though, it just like, you feel like you just like everything to get a few extra dollars at this point is Call of Duty, and I have no confidence that that's going to change going forward. But we'll talk about Call of Duty going forward in the next one, because I think I've rambled on for like 20 plus minutes in a commentary, and I do apologize for that. I've been rambling and 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 rambling. So that's where I'm going to end this. I apologize. I don't think that made any sense whatsoever. I kind of had an idea. I have like all of the Call of Duties listed in front of me, and instead of like going through my ideas, I just kind of like went down and just talked about whatever popped into my mind. So hopefully that made some kind of coherent sense. The overall thing that I'm trying to convey through this video is I've played a lot of Call of Duty in my time. And as I stated earlier, I think I have a relatively cool head when it comes to Call of Duty. I'm not like a super duper fan, despite the fact that I've played them all. But at the same time, I'm not going to go out of my way to hate on it just because it's called Call of Duty. So what I'm going to be doing in the next one, probably just next week, is I'm actually going to talk about Infinite Warfare and kind of my thoughts on that and a lot of different stuff. As I stated before, if you want to leave some more Q&A questions, if you want me to talk about Battlefield 1 as well, just let me know, because I'm not exactly sure if I want to include that with the Infinite Warfare stuff, or if that's just going to end up turning into another like 25-minute commentary. So we'll have to see. I've been talking for a long time, so I'm going to end this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope that made any sense whatsoever. And I will see you next week. Have a nice day. Goodbye.